Hi Scorpio, how are you? It's Kimberly from As Cards Turn. I hope all is well with you. We're going to be looking at your August reading. I know I took down all the videos that I have put up for the last 3 years because I didn't want any of the old energies coming into this 2020. We've been through enough. I wanted some new content, kind of out with the old, in with the new concept. So hopefully that really does affect my readings because there was so much repeating in the double cancer placement. I just wanted something fresh to start. This is where I used an old family table, okay, and I made a board on it that's going to show through a door of this portal. There's a door here. We're going to show some energies. We're going to get a story on how that is. There's a book here. There's a crown thought. There's some expansion in your journey on the table. There's also growth. There's a lot of different trees, cherry wood, that all means something. So let's look at these wooden deck that I created a while back, and we're going to look at some of the energies. They are a little loud, so excuse the shuffling. Scorpio, I did put your energy in before we started to get ready for your August reading. So we're going to look. I will explain as I go along and also get a clarifier. All right, Scorpio? Here we go. This is for the portal for 8-8 spirit guides. All right, they said stay there, so I am. All right, so here you are. Gemini, a duality in something, okay? Something that maybe you're looking in the past. Maybe you're really reflecting communication and or choices, okay? It's maybe something to do with a link about a heart. There's a Leo there. Maybe there's a Leo or a resisting of healing that you really want to get through, okay? So I like that. You're using passion with it. There's an Aries Leo on the board. Definitely in reflection to a matter of a heart. You would like to balance it. You're trying to find creative ways to do that. There's a Cancerian energy with this link. So you realize this. Maybe it's in passion. Maybe it's healing or creative ways. It could be creative ways that you're using in a business as well with a link. Why I say, this looks really good is because clearing came fast, first 5 cards. So you already know this, what has to be done. There could have been a twin flame. There could have been a link to some confusion and or emotions, right? That may have been toxic. You could have been dealing with a Sagittarius and a Pisces, okay, for you, Scorpio, Definitely this double fire, if not triple fire here, and double water. So it was emotional attachments, right? Right there. I know that you're looking at. Here, you wanted to grab something. Maybe there was with a Libra, or you wanted to balance a communication in. So that's prominent as well. I love that you have the clearing out early. Here comes something you're grabbing. You have to look at something murky, something that you already shed. Are you bringing that about in your daily activity? Is that what's been revealed to you? Because there's something with a Capricorn there. Now here you are on the bottom, right? So here you are in your own reading because the last 3 says something. There's something murky in there, okay? Here, there's one more here that we're going to reflect on. These 2 things you're going to leave. This is what's going to be revealed. Something that's unknown, maybe with a water sign, and something that's unknown with a Leo, a fire sign, and or Capricorn. And there's also something that in this hermit stage you balanced out quite nicely. And I think that's where you've seen a duality in something you were passionate about, and maybe you found a balance between the two. Because there's going to be a revealing before you even open this door. We're going to find out what this is. We're also going to get a look at your story as well, Scorpio, okay? Here you are in your own reading. Starting off in the past, even in the past there, you're very intelligent, you have a way of cutting through intuition here. I like that, double spirituality here as well. You wanted to grab some emotions, grab some love that maybe you held and or released. Hmm. There's a link to that because I think once you do that, the door is going to be a lot easier to open, and or the journey behind it and in front of it's going to be better for you to release. Let's see. Here, I knew it. That's what they were talking about. There was something that was holding your path. It was holding your path because this is moving forward to a future, being projected, you know, your star player, if you would. This is a positive and negative. Were you drowning in the emotions where you're not looking at the positive or negative? There was something that you weren't seeing. There was a link in there. I turn that energy around. Yes. Could it have been with a Gemini? Could it be with yourself that you were holding something? With another soulmate, something did not heal, but you held it hard. Mhm. Maybe it was with a Scorpio, yourself, another Scorpio, or it also could have been with a Capricorn, an Aquarius, a Virgo, a Leo, and a Gemini is on the board prominently for your signs to communicate, to grab, to understand, to see the duality in something, and also something to be revealed. Yeah, was it something you were balancing with a Libra, Scorpio? You know, the Libra is the scales, the balancing of maybe where they were uneven. The scales are even here and there in this card, okay? You got an Aquarius, it's the same suit, your air suit, your communication suit, your thought suit, you know? That's that Libra energy. So, you know, Scorpio, you've got yourself and you've got balance within toxic. So I like that in this hermit stage. Here comes your Virgo. So you really are noticing this in a reflection, what has to be balanced and cleared out, you know, using the energy of release, which is the King and Queen of Scorpio as well. In the reverse, they're going to release so that they can be upright. All right. So releasing some toxic, you know, crying that out, that Mercury, clearing that, if you would, your meditation, clearing your grounding, you know, clearing what's in you, that knowledge that you need to hold with that Virgo. Virgo is an everyday energy, but also it's the all-knowing energy. It's the wisdom that you have to cross that bridge. That bridge is not really that strong, but you have to go through experiences, lessons in life in order to gain more knowledge. So you're using your knowledge in a just way. I like that. You're using what you went through in your lessons that may have been toxic, that you might have linked in, put in with that heart of the Leo, and you double balanced it. You found clarity. So I like that. Those are the three factors. You may have to do it by yourself, you know. You may have really had to go inside and look at that balance and find the prosperity. It's hard to do it because when you're dealing with a lot of things, this is a prosperity card, that Nine of Coins. But it's a lot to deal with by yourself. But the fact that you noticed your strength in how you removed a lot of toxic with those links, it really helped you. Yeah, there was something that you weren't working on. It was really, you were ready to walk away, right? You didn't want to make it expanded. You didn't want to leave something. Let's see what your story says about that. Don't worry, we're going to get some clarity. Because why would you want that toxic to stay with you? Why would you want to cut that off? It was held for a long time. So I think the universe is giving you a hint to please let that go. Let's see what this growth is. Because what's above you is something that's murky, maybe a Pisces. All right. You also have a Sagittarius, which is Archangel Michael, maybe working, the angels are working on your heart. That's the Cancerian part, to realize that you don't have to hold something that seems so negative and or bring it with you. They want you to leave it behind. They do not want you to bring it with you. All right, let's see what this is through this door. Well, yeah, they want your emotions upright. They want you to be happy. All right. Yeah, they feel that something, if you bring it, will not be strong. Let's see what that outcome is. Well, look, you figure out what it is. You work on it. You know, you really are leaving that strength, that just that energy that's no longer useful for you. I'd like to see your story now. See, maybe in younger years you weren't using your judgment, right? Something wasn't strong, right? But you were so protected, even though you didn't even know. Maybe you went into protective mode very fast, right? You didn't see or think about it. You just started to protect real warrior energy. And that also could be from the past Pisces era, which was sitting there in front of you. So you have yourself here, which is Scorpio, again, sign, upside down, maybe in younger years. You worked a lot. There's 8 or 9 or more things you were working on that maybe you didn't see that were happening within yourself. Yeah, you held tight. Maybe you were blocking your heart. Now listen, Scorpios, you are the king and queen of cups. You have a tendency to hold in, not reveal, not release. So you're recognizing, where that was toxic, maybe where that affected some of the soulmates, whether it be in family members and or relationships, friendships, you realize that. So the prosperity in it is that you really thought about that in this quarantine. You thought about it in the double Cancer placement of your own suit, of course. Excuse me. And you figured out that you didn't leave something, that you held something for so long, right? It was almost halting your beginnings, but you figured it out. It was a lot of emotion, it was a lot of love that you were holding. They do that. Scorpios do that. They love quietly. Many people can't look into a Scorpio's eye and lie. You just can't, because they are operating 3 respects. They always say, oh, Gemini comes in 2. God, don't deal with Gemini. Well, Scorpios know when you're lying. Scorpios know you can't even look at the eye. Scorpios very rarely lie. So there's something that you didn't want to do. You wanted to have faith in a Taurus energy, and something that you really didn't want to hold in when it came to love, but you were holding it. You may have been blocking your heart with some empty cups, and you realize that's not what you wanted. It wasn't making good judgment in your story, which I love your story, because even in the earlier stages of your hard-earned journey, you realized what to hold and what to release. I like that. See what I'm saying? That star energy being projected, knowing there is something better, leading that with faith. Right? So you know in your own heart that you had to walk away from something that wasn't strong for you. You know in your own heart that there's going to be something better. You didn't want to begin that way. Yeah, that's what was been revealed. Same card. In the reverse position, this is the same card. You knew it was toxic. It's the same card here. Here you are knowing it was toxic. So it's definitely finding a way to release this, and that's what I think you've already done in this month. Coming into August, there's something better for you, and you realize that. Yeah, you made a decision not to begin through this portal holding this. You're like, no, I'm not doing this. You really want to concentrate on business. I see that more than anything, and I like that. You already recognize that growth in you, for your own emperor, empress. If you're a girl, doesn't really matter. The emperor, really reflects business, reflects running an empire, reflects, really conquering through the unknown and getting to the heart of the matter. And I think, and what makes you happy. So you realize that, Scorpio. You really went through a lot. I remember a lot of your readings. You really did switch things up. Sometimes you were so patient, in your manifestation, that there was an unknown about you. How special that is. Double moon placement. See that? The ability to keep manifesting with faith and using love. You're realizing, I'm not holding that anymore. I'm going to express how I feel, because it's only hurting myself. So you worked on that. You really seen what that really affected, the things that you didn't see. You really brought them forward in this portal of August. I love your story. It's leading with the magician energy. It's not holding anymore. It's an actual release of. I like that. Let's see what the advice is. Yeah, you knew something was trapping you there. I love that. Yeah, you knew something was incomplete. So you decided not to move or leave something out. And that's how you completed that. You realize, I better speak up. I better say how I feel. Because it's only deterring the way I move. You want to find that clarity, right? You don't want to leave something out. You want it complete. I love your energies with the 2 world cards in your story, showing me that there's been a lot of karmic lessons that you had to go through. You did actually, if you would, made amends in a lot of your karmic dealings as well. Yes, you did. There was a lot of rocky foundations, but you felt you did the best you could. You put a lot of worry down. You know, there's 10-10 wins. You really went through a lot. You learned a lot. You know, you're not beating yourself up anymore. That was so unclear, and they want, you know, you found a way. You looked at that. Look, you looked backwards and says, wow, I'm beating myself up. That's not clear. Why am I holding all these feelings in that are only making it unclear for me? So what you definitely gained in that Emperor stage is finding a way to accept what you've done, to accept what doesn't, you know, no longer good for you, and a new path is coming. Why it's a new path? Because you held so much hurt that you had to release. Yeah, you had to find it slowly and surely. You realized that that was unstable. And you put that confusion down and you found that balance. You used your intuition. Here you are. There were lots of tower moments that you took to heart. It blocked a lot of your sun, double sun. There is double, you got them too. There's double, I put double, world, double sun in here. There's a couple of duplicates, right? And I also put double, Wheel of Fortune in here. You coming through this portal really completed a lot of karmic lessons. You also realized that something really wasn't helping your healing path, so you used your intuition. Right? There was a tower moment, boy, that you had to go back to where maybe you would nourish how you felt, what you were holding, right? What your resources were. They were unstable. You were holding a lot of emotions, maybe from outside energies, and it trapped your thoughts. You didn't want to release it, and you figured this out in hermit stage. What made you, here you are again, emotional, and you put it down. You found your wish for yourself to move that wheel forward. I like the outcome and the advice for this because they don't want you holding this back anymore. This double holding in relationships of how you really feel, Scorpio. They figured you know, you reflected long enough why that wheel was upside down, what was juggled. You know, there was a lot of obstacles that you smoothed out and found clarity with. There was a lot of victory in your story. That's what they're saying. But there was also a lot of not movement in what you really wanted to do, and that's what they want you to work on. Move forward in this portal. That's what they're saying. Put those burdens down. You know, even, you know, maybe you're a loner, maybe you've dealt with a lot and you realize that you're almost quite happy with being alone. You like yourself at this stage. Once you release this, you know, you're going to realize you're going to have an energy of not so nostalgic, but a different way that's more beneficial, a more mastery in you, leading with love. Because you halted for a minute, because you realized, I don't have to hold this anymore. You mastered something. And it's going to show coming through in August. It's going to show that you mastered something. I love your energy. You know, it ended at 1825. So that's 9-7, right? That's 16. That's 7. That's, again, choices. For you to realize where you will benefit and what benefits you and what you don't want to hold or even waste energy on. You're not harping on what was revealed. You're mastering a movement forward for yourself, your wishes. No combat and strife, and you're leaving this emotions that you held out of it. You know, you have a lot of sun with your reading. You know, there was a tower moment that really helped you out, right? It really, in the past, balanced a lot of passionable choices in duality. You had a lot of clearing for yourself. You balanced, and you knew how to grab that energy, but now you know how to release it. And I think you learned that in this hermit coming into this stage, what had to be released for your own self. You were holding waves and waves and waves and waves of emotion, and you said, it was bringing a stalemate. It was almost causing a tower within your heart. So you released a lot out of your heart, and I love that. There was a lot being held, as you see. Look at that card. But you grabbed that bull by the horn. Some things you weren't releasing, so you couldn't grab. It was causing a block. Think about when you hold so much in, you don't say anything, it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. When you grab the bull by the horns, release it, that starts to clear out. Where there can be, there's even a Virgo in this card that I didn't realize, there's adventure there, there's growth there. I always notice something different in my paintings every time I read with them. What hit the floor because it's important. Yeah, it's something maybe in a business venture too that you're looking at. There's something that you're really going to see prosperity with for yourself. That's what hit the floor, and they wanted me to tell you that. That's really working on something. That person works on all those pentacles. They display a lot, but sometimes Scorpionic energy, they hold a lot. And so you just might be displaying what you've been holding, and maybe right before this portal. And once you do, you have a really good journey. Your journey looked great. Your story looks wonderful. A lot has been revealed. I mean, 2 karmic lessons, one in what makes you tick. I like that energy for you. I like that passion. I like the Gemini, the unknown of the Cancerian that was in you, and the duality in yourself. The choice that you made. Also, this is the Lovers. So you really did conquer. Wow. All right. Yes, you did. There you are. You really did a 180-degree turnaround. And what you wanted. You found out what was unclear. You really recognized, this is the self card, this is the children. You really recognized where you should have said, wow, I'm not holding this anymore. I don't need to. Door of value is completely open for you in August. You're going to be an emperor of your own decisions, an emperor of your own strength. You don't need anybody else to make you strong. You're a force to be reckoned with, Scorpio, and I love that energy. Ending that at 2212, which is a double stabilizing to finally release and submit. It's just beautiful to find your own light. It's absolutely beautiful reading. I'm so happy for your energy, Scorpio. Love and light. I hope you have a great August. I really think you're doing the right thing by walking through the door of value. I really do. Lots of lessons, lots of completions, and lots of moving forward. Take care.